Alright guys, Simon here. We're playing Realms of Arkania, Blade of Destiny, and we are ready to kill some orcs and save the world. She is not ready to fight anything wearing that, but we are ready. So let's go back to the game and walk up to Fexcar, and then walk halfway to Hermit's Lake, and then fight some orcs. If the final battle is anything like the final battle in the first game, we are gonna be really overpowered. We're going to be stupidly overpowered. Alright, good. I say that being a good thing. Actually, is it morning or it's morning? Yeah, I just slept, right? So we can walk this way, and we might just meet them. Actually, should I walk this way instead of Fexcar? Let's go this way. Just if you're interested, we can actually walk. You can walk from Felston to Hermit's Lake, and walk from Upper Orkham to Hermit's Lake, or you can walk from Fexcar.
A boggy stream bank stretches.
No, keep traveling. This might be easier and faster. Although there's no road, it's pretty easy walking here to Hermit's Lake. And let's keep looking for money, even though we're probably never gonna use any of the stuff. Wait, did I get all my weapons back? I did, right? Yeah, okay.
You reach the shore of a small lake.
Nope, keep going. So I'm partly going this way because I'm avoiding this swamp here. And it's probably easier this way anyway. I don't think anything really happens on this road aside from the usual walking and sleeping. Let's not look for herbs that long. And sleep. I mean, for a role-playing game, it's not that flexible in the sense that, like, when you're camping, for example, like you send one person hunting, it takes 2 hours, but in those 2 hours, you can't tell the others to do other things. Like this, I mean, Applejack just went looking for water and hunt, but then everybody else is sitting around doing nothing, and then you can tell Fluttershy to spend 5 hours looking for herbs. And again, the others don't actually rest when she goes looking for herbs. It's only when you sleep that everybody sleeps. So yeah, it's a bit odd. It's the sort of thing that, if you're playing an actual tabletop role-playing game with other people, it wouldn't do that, right? It just makes the game a bit more... I guess what I want to say is that it puts the game balance away from the player and more towards the game mechanics. I mean, in a tabletop, there'll be the game master who is actually calling the shots and telling the story, and then there'll be the players, right, who are trying to solve whatever problem that the game master throws at them. But game masters, well, I guess it depends on their personality, but game masters tend to be relatively friendly, and they want, to tell a good story, and they will adjust the difficulty on the fly. And also, there's more room for creativity by the players because they have, they can negotiate basically with the game master, and they can mix things up, and then the game master will react to that and respond to people making up things as they go. Whereas in the game, you don't get to make up anything. You just
You
play
have
the
been
game.
feeling watched is caught in the.
You don't get to make up anything. You don't get to come up with creative ways to get out of bad situations, is what I'm trying to say. So it tips the game in favor of the mechanics more than the players, because the players don't really get to bend the rules in any way, and the rules themselves are a bit limited anyway. That's kind of partly why. I mean, you see, like you see the stats, you see the talents. Like, why are there so many talents, and why are there so many spells? The idea is that, if something doesn't work, you can always try something else. If you were, playing with real people, and you can argue for certain things with real people, whereas in the game, only one thing works at a time. So like if you have stats in one number but not another, you can say, well, I want to use a different thing. Like if you have sneaking, or you have a silence spell, or you have an invisibility spell, you can either try to sneak or cast the spells. If you're a mage, you can kind of solve that problem. If you're a thief, you can just sneak. Whereas in the game, like when you hunt the pigs in your Aurochs, for example, you just you just have your best. Oh, I don't have enough room. You just have your best sneaker throw some arrows at the pigs, and it's not really like there's not many options. Like why can't you, for example, have your mage cast silence on herself, and then sneak up using magical silence, and then when you're close enough, use Fulminictus to kill the Auroch. Like you can do that, or you can argue for the case that you should be able to do that. Sneak up as a mage and then Fulminictus to kill the Auroch. But the game doesn't let you do that. Whereas if you're playing with a human game master, I mean, it's a bit strange using Fulminictus to hunt a pig or something. But realistically, you can do that. Or you can, have some of your teammates lie in ambush on one side, have the other guys flush out the animals on the other side, and then kind of ambush the animals that way. I mean, you have 6 people. Like, why is it only one person taking a shot? Why don't you maybe have like 3 characters shoot at the same time, just to increase your chances of actually hitting the animal? So, I mean, there's a lot of things that you really think about it doesn't really make sense. But the game mechanics are set up that way, and you can't negotiate with the computer to change the rules. Whereas if you're playing with people, you can negotiate with people to change the rules. So, role-playing games like these are really... I mean, the rule set is designed for people to play with other people, and when it's translated into a computer, the computer just isn't flexible enough for this sort of thing to be fun. Anyway, we're almost done. I wonder if they'll ever manage to have a game master, like an AI, a computer-based game master who is clever enough to adjust the game as you go. Because I mean, if you have played Left 4 Dead by Valve, there's a director. I mean, there's an AI director in the sense that, I mean, if you have a lot of health and a lot of bullets, the game would spawn more enemies to challenge you. Whereas if you're almost dead, hold on. Whereas in that game, if you're not doing well and you're almost dead, then the game would kind of spawn fewer enemies or like weaker enemies, kind of depending on your difficulty level. But it'll keep the difficulty consistent based on how lucky you were. So there's a bit of randomness, but again, the AI director would adjust the game difficulty to kind of ease things up on the players.
4 arrows shoot.
So I don't know when an RPG can be like that, because I mean Left 4 Dead is not that complicated of a game. There are a very finite number of enemies, or number of types of enemies. There is a very finite number of different weapons you can use. So there aren't that many kind of variables to consider when you are directing a game like Left 4 Dead. Stop giving me random battles. I'm not interested in them. Whereas in RPG, you can... I mean, I was just talking about human creativity. It's going to be complicated to account for all the options that people can think of, right? In any sort of computer game. Maybe some of the MMOs get to that stage, but I guess MMOs relies on people too. Like you rely on people playing with other people in an MMO. The game mechanics are fixed and are driven by the computer, right? But there's enough detail and variety for the people to come up with different tactics and different strategies to deal with different situations in an MMO. Whereas if you think of other kind of role-playing games, or not role-playing, I mean, if you think of other multiplayer games, a lot of them... Actually, should I just sleep? How hungry am I? Kinda hungry, actually. Let me just go back on the road. Let me just save. 57. And let me just keep walking to Feck's car. And rest there, make camp. I mean, if you think of a game like Counter-Strike, or even Dota, or StarCraft, games like that, like there aren't that many variables. I guess StarCraft is, I mean, there's units and buildings and no, there's only like 2 resources, stuff like that. So it's not like there's not a lot of complexity. Okay, I mean, there's complexity, but there's not as many like rules in your than compared to your typical RPG. That's not what I wanted. I mean, even with the very limited, what I'm trying to say is, even with the really limited number of pieces, there are still so many ways to use those pieces that is complicated enough already to make AIs not that good at those games. You know, like, I mean, AI, even chess. I mean, chess, they've only... I mean, I guess today computer chess players can actually beat the best humans. But even then, it's not. Like, chess is still... It's like, it's even chess is so complicated that that's really difficult for a computer to do. And chess is... You know, it's not... I mean, it's complicated, but it's not that complicated. In the sense that there aren't that many number of different pieces, there aren't that many different ways to move those pieces. I don't know. I think it might be a while before. Or maybe just no one's ever tried. Maybe no one's really ever tried.
You walk on.
Here we go. Alright, we're gonna stop talking about those other things. No orcs yet. You arrive here too early. The orcs are nowhere to be seen. Do you want to camp nearby until they arrive? You wait.
The plan was accurate. The orcs will make camp here on the 10th of Perena of the year 1010. So you make your way there with haste.
Alright, next.
Ahead, you see a huge camp, and you swear that it was not there when you last came this way. Whatever, it must be your destination, as the many pennants, banners, skulls on pikes, magic symbols, and talismans show that this is the orcs' main camp. Feels Grimring throb with power. This is it. You enter the camp.
Dun-dun-dun. Dramatic music. What is not dramatic music? But this is the Ork Camp. We're gonna kill orcs and save the world.
A magnificent orc wearing a large copper disc, obviously a shaman or a priest, stops the jeering crowd from attacking you. With Grimring drawn, you step before the most magnificent tent and begins to speak.
Go Rainbow Dash, talk to them.
In the name of Randra and Swafnir, and in the name of Brazarag, who is sacred to you, we challenge you. Come forth with your finest man and face me in a duel, for we have Grimring, Orc Splitter, the sword that will be your doom. Let us fight for one prize, Thorwal. If we win, you will withdraw and seek another prey. If you win, our lives will be yours, and you may do as you will.
Amazing!
An orc, even more magnificent than the shaman, emerges from the tent, casually shouldering an axe the size of a man, and announces in nearly perfect New Aventurian, "Thus speaks Garzlok, Lord of the Jolokai. Who are you, worms, to enter my camp? Worthless creatures that you are, speaking the name of the god with your rotten tongues, and daring to challenge the Lord of Orkland? I will crush you and feed your guts to the vultures, for you are no more than living carrion."
Oh, is that so?
without thinking, draws Grimring, which glows with cold fire, and in one fluid motion cuts 2 orcs and one of the thick tent posts in 2. I am the master of Grimring, and I challenge you in the name of your idol, for I know that you may not refuse me. Pandemonium breaks out among the orcs. The shaman steps up to the Garzlok, and they talk animatedly. After a while, the chieftain raises his hand, and silence falls. I am Garzlok, lord of the Zolokai. I lost Fexcare in a competition, but I will not lose Thorwal, for I am the will of Brazarag and the will of Tyrok, and it is my will and the will of the gods that there will be a fight to the death, a fight for the city of Thorwal, and a fight without magic. Thus I will call upon the will of Tyrok to lend our fighter the same strength as your contestant, and to prevent all magic. Yet he who would attempt to use magic to influence the fight shall become dust. I will give you half an hour so you can prepare for your end.
I don't remember how accurate that is. I seem to remember that we can use magic anyway. I should probably save the game before we try that. Let me just save the game, and it's gonna be called Final Battle. Battle. I think we can use magic anyway. Right, game saved. We are going to move Rainbow Dash to the front, Pinkie Pie second. And what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We are going to alright, this is spread around the strength potions. Everybody gets a strength potion each. Does not help really? Wow. Alright. A strength potion each, which we are gonna drink immediately. So let's just drink that. 22 strength there. Strength elixir. I might wanna let's just keep drinking this stuff first. 20 strength and like 19 strength and stupid amounts of strength and 21 strength, and then Goldmoon leaves 2 more strength, and then that's a Pinkie Pie. More strength. And more strength. And even more strength. Actually, I want the other one. Even more strength. Fluttershy has her own Goldmoon leaves. Alright, Fluttershy can eat that. Even more strength. And even more strength. Alright, give the bolts to Rainbow Dash, who probably would never use them. Okay, what's next? Apparently no magic allowed. Not sure how accurate that is. Let's give one of those to Rarity, one of those to Applejack, and then give these to Rarity and Applejack too. Only big potions for Twilight. Big health potions. Let's got 10 there. Let's pass these around. 2 for Rainbow Dash, 2 for Pinkie Pie, and then 2 for Rarity, and 2 for Fluttershy. Let's just move some of these around. What can I move? Why is she carrying so much stuff? Let's just move that. And move that. Poisons. 3 each. 3 each. I'm gonna use them right away, I think. We're just gonna use more poisons. Just go nuts on everybody who stands in our way. So 3 each, and Fluttershy can keep some more for herself. And Twilight has other poisons. Who does not have at least 1 stack of the berries? Let's give... what does Fluttershy have? 17. No, the small potions, that's right, the small health potions. I'm gonna go 3 each again, although some people already have some of these. Uh, 3 there. And doesn't have enough space. What is she holding? Oh, let's just drop the glass bottle, discard that. Yes. Give her 3 of those. And 3 of those. And 3 of those, alright. So what else are we doing? Poisons? Poison. Refuses to use any type of poison. Alright, never mind. Rainbow Dash does not use poison. Fine. Be that way. Alright, Pinkie Pie, you're gonna poison your main weapon. Applejack is also going to poison her main weapon. So is Rarity. I don't know if I'm gonna just use the melee weapons or if I'm going to go with ranged weapons. I do have ranged weapons. We don't need it. Poison your... Alright, you can't poison your staff, never mind. Can't actually poison your staff. So let's give these to Pinkie Pie and Applejack and Rarity. Alright, what else? She's got 20 of these. Oh wow. Let's spread these around a bit more. Because apparently I have more health potions than I thought I did. Does not have enough space. What are you even carrying? Alright, Rarity 13. I mean 3. And then Applejack also doesn't have enough space. Why is that? What are you guys doing? 3 of those. Drop these stupid glass bottles. And you drop that. Discard. And we're gonna put 3 to Applejack, and I mean, we're just gonna spread these out, right? We're gonna have enough resources for everybody. Alright, let's stack those. What else do we need to do? What else do we need to do? Let's give an antidote to Rainbow Dash. And let's give an antidote to Pinkie Pie. In fact, let's give an antidote to Applejack as well. Gonna discard that. Okay, what else can we do? What else can we do? I don't think there's really anything else to do except go and smash some orcs in the face. Alright, let's see how this goes. Save. 57, 58.